Howdy, Possum Patty here, and it's Flip Through Friday. And which journal am I going to pick today? I chose today my very first junk journal. The very first junk journal was made out of it was sort of like a folder. Wait, let me open this up and I'll show you. Has this magnetic closure on it. And inside there were like notepads and sticky notes and things to journal with. And I pulled everything out. And I did a mixed media on the cover. You can see some stenciling and some glitter and just painting and stamping. This was a stamp I made. It's a stencil. And there's some script stamping there. And another stamp. Some stars. Some plants. And it's just all painting, stamping, stenciling, and glitter. It's the same all the way around. See these flowers here on the spine. It has two signatures and a beads. These are some old beads I found somewhere. And an old key and one little jingle bell. For some reason, I have no idea. And I just use this hair tie to hold it together. And like I said, there's a magnet. It came this way with a magnet inside the cover. The inside is more stamping and stenciling and glitter. And this is mulberry paper. And the front there is a piece of Tim Holtz paper there. And there's a pocket sewn in to the paper, and then the paper was glued on. And there's a book plate with this little gnome guy, who's kind of cute, and an owl sticker. And on the back is a very old picture of my son. And this whole journal is sort of late summer, very early fall theme, so I thought that would be appropriate for today. And on the first page, there's my house at my farm in Pennsylvania. I don't live there anymore. And I had a sunflower farm, a big field out front. And I picked sunflowers and sold bouquets. And there's a picture of my mom. And that picture is pretty old. And it's glitter and more Tim Holtz paper and ribbon and glitter and just paper scraps. And on this side I have just some junk here. It says Sacred Bee. I just like this card. It's got a little bee right there. And underneath that is sort of like a little tuck. And there's some bee cookies from my daughter-in-law's shower. And that's them at their wedding. And that was in Pennsylvania. And underneath that is this old nature book, stories from nature, the bees and the flies, with a really cool vintage illustration. So that's an old book. Photographs. And a little tuck made with some junk that I saved. On this side I have a fabric pocket, some sunflowers. I made a journaling card. Underneath is just a mashup of a magazine page with a butterfly and some old like almanac. And I did some crazy stitching around the pocket. And underneath this is just some painty paper. And in the pocket, I have this card that I made. This was from an old address book. And I liked all the nature images. And this is a really old picture of me sitting this was an ice house where, you know, last century they used to make the ice from the ice on the pond and then store it for use in the summertime. And this is no longer there, it burnt down. So this is quite the historic photo. And on this page I have an old postcard from the Current River in the Ozarks. I have family that lived down there. And it's on a piece of corrugated cardboard. And it's got a couple pockets here. And there's a picture of my stepdaughter. And that is just some scrap of scrapbooking paper. And there's another pocket behind that. And this was just a piece of paper that I tore up. And on that side is a picture of me with my sunflower hat. And this was on my birthday, I don't know, years ago. And it's on an old almanac page. That was back when we lived on the farm. And I put it in there so the little butterfly is poking out, and get the little butterfly poking out there. And on this page is a really old picture of my brother fishing. I believe this is the Hudson River in New York. Sewed onto a card. Some more butterflies and some more. I think this is an almanac. It's a fishing calendar from 1965. A little collage page. On this side, I have a piece of fabric down below the tuck there. That's a sunflower. These buttons are part of the fabric. I put one of the little owls from the Dollar Tree, and I sewed in this little side tuck. And the little journaling card has a piece of fabric ribbon on it and a picture of my nephew. I think it's the one he graduated from kindergarten. So this is a memory book with lots of old photos in it. Again, I have a fabric pocket and a burlap ribbon with another ribbon on top of it. And it looks like I did some distressing there because it's all brown. Lots of sewing. And a few pockets here with journaling cards. Some sparkly ribbon. And this is one of my gardens at my farm in Pennsylvania. I still do have my fairy though. I brought it with me to Connecticut. And on the back is an old family photo. Mom and her 6 children. Oldest, next, 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 youngest. How'd I have that in there? Must have been like that. And behind that is another old postcard. And on the back is an old picture of me with Sourpuss. And my sister, and my little sister, and my dad. This was at my grandma's house. I've got sewing on it. This is Mount Mitchell. I was just looking to see where that was. And underneath is just some paper that's been painted with some watercolors, some iridescent watercolors, and just some brown watercolor. Kind of make it look all coffee stained, but it's not coffee stained, it's just watercolor. Lots of green sparkly ribbon. This is a postcard, or no, that's from a brochure, Washington, D.C., I think. And this is from the Philadelphia Museum of Art. This little green strip, not the picture. This picture is from 2004. This is a sunflower from my farm in Pennsylvania. And on the back I altered this. It was the Rodin Museum, and I put Ron Museum because my brother's name is Ron. And there he is with a nice Hawaiian shirt on. Some more of that sparkly ribbon and painty paper. This is just an old card. I don't know if it was a birthday card. And I added a little sparkly glitter to it. And I added some staining. And I put a little sweet picture of my niece in the corner. It's an old picture. She's all grown up. Have a sweet day, and such a sweet little picture. And on this side, I made another pocket. I have some black lace, a die-cut butterfly. This is the other side of the card. And, in here, we have the little fairy baby with the butterfly wings. And on this side, just some more from that old nature book, Story of the Bees and the Flies. And a butterfly stamps in the corner. And on this side, just a picture, old photograph of some sunflowers, a bit of ribbon, and some watercolor staining there. Some more stamping and watercolor staining. This is still that yellow card. Old photo of me and Dad with some burlap, some scrapbook paper, and some more from that nature storybook, The Bees and the Flies. Lots of bees and sunflowers. And here's another side pocket page, corner, I should say. And underneath it's just some stamping and some watercolor staining to look like coffee. And here's a fun picture of Mom when she was a teenager at the beach with her girlfriends. And this is a later picture of her. And this is funny. This is a little tray that I made, a mosaic tray that I made when I was 11 years old. And I gave it to her, and she's kept it ever since on her nightstand. And on the back is a picture of Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water House. This is in Pennsylvania. And this is the bookmark from my mother's 75th birthday. I talk about this on another page, I think, one of the other journals. So that's a page for Mom. And this plastic was from a card. And I sewed it on to a base. And inside that, this is on a piece of Braille paper. It's got raised Braille for the blind on it. And the card inside is a picture of my grandma, who's the artist. Some eyelash trim. And inside here, this is just a advertisement from newspaper in Doniphan, Missouri. That's pretty old, but that's where my grandmother did live like 40 years ago. And this is a letter that she wrote me quite a long time ago. And I'm just saving that. And this is a card. It has a cute bunch of squirrels. I sewed it on to make a pocket, and inside is just some correspondence from an old friend. Nope, this was from my sister Denise. I check inside. I like to keep the old letters. On this side is an old postcard from the university where I went to school to become a teacher. And on the back is a picture of my son and daughter-in-law. And this was at my sister Debbie's wedding. And here's the other side of that material with the sunflower. I made a little burlap pocket. So I'm trying to put in like fall images, things that happened late summer, memories. I did dye this little piece of lace here, brown. Another burlap tuck here. Some more brown watercolors. An old postcard. He who has a garden and a library wants for nothing. A garden and a library. Look at that little fox down there, so cute. And this is an old postcard from 1993 from my niece Katie when she was, where was she? Florida. She's down in Florida having fun. And I got another postcard. Got a lot of postcards in here. I think this one's from Missouri. This is taken down in the Ozarks in Missouri. And this is just a picture of Mr. Possum and my brother-in-law playing video games. And this was at our house in Pennsylvania. It's the old picture. I've got some pockets here with some burlap and some scrap paper. It's ripped and dyed along the edge. And there's a bunch of pockets there, just a layered pocket page with different greens. At the top I have an old letter that I'm saving. And in the middle is this really pretty card that was gifted to us. And on the back, this is my grandniece, and she's sweet. It's on some mulberry paper and some scrapbooking paper. And on this page this is from a card. I like the sunflower standing up there. And we have another pocket. And my mother was, here she is here. She was sitting as a model at for painting class. This was down in Pennsylvania. And this was just one of the paintings that one of the artists did. Copy of it. Oh, you know what? Did I skip this page? Yeah, I think I did. I think I skipped this page. This is a really old picture of a mouse I drew. Probably back in 1970s or 60s or something. Field mouse. There's a picture of a Black-Eyed Susan. I think this is my farm in Pennsylvania. And on the back, we have this lovely trio in their naughty nighties. We had flown my Aunt Fanny Hortense, and my grandma came in, and we were secretly keeping them a surprise for my mom for her birthday. And let's see, on this page, I have a nice little fabric pocket, a little leaf, a little almanac, a little scrapbooking paper, and this is a bingo card. I think this is from a baby shower for my niece Ariel. It's her partner Trish. And then on this side we have these leaves. These feel like felt, velvety kind of feeling. This one's more silky, and they're sewn on a piece of brown quilting material, so I used to make my sewing machine cover with. And we have this sparkly green ribbon again, and a quote, "Even if something is left undone, everyone must take time to sit still and watch the leaves turn." Elizabeth Lawrence. And this is a beautiful postcards of the leaves turning. This is from Great Smoky Mountains National Park from my sister Deborah. And this is my sister Deborah photograph, but this photograph is from Colorado. But I just love that postcard, and I have the leaves turning here. Had a lot of fun making this journal. On the next page, we have another leaf on some scrapbooking paper and a little corner flip out here. And my niece here is a baby. She's all grown up with a baby of her own now. And that's her mom and dad many years ago. And this is just a postcard from an artist's office. I should say gallery, right? Well, it's from the office in our gallery. And this is just a thank you card. I liked it because of the apple, very fall-like. And I put these letters here, Jesse. It's my son picking apples. I have a little pumpkin ribbon here. And a stamp. This is an old Stampin' Up! Stamp of a farm girl, and some fabric and some ribbon. This is a real leaf that I gilded. It's dried and gilded with paint and gold paint. And in the corner here is just a picture of my sister Denise and my son when he was little, playing in the leaves. Nice fall picture. This is a wedding invitation to my son's wedding. And this sunflower notebook paper and a pocket, some more of that Braille paper from the Braille book for the blind. And a photograph of my son and daughter-in-law with a little stamping there. I think it's from one of their Christmas cards. And it is pasted onto this thank you card from them. Some more of that lace that I dyed brown. And this is just that 8.5 by 11 paper that they used to sell lots of packs of this to put through your computer printer when you were doing letters. And a picture of my son playing baseball, Little League. Some sequins in there, some flowers and butterflies, like a little shaker card. And on the back is a picture of him when he was really little with a little blow-up baseball bat, a Red Sox blow-up toy, and a picture of my younger brother when he was playing Little League, and just some faux script on there and baseball mitt. See, now I do journaling in my Cosmic Smash books now, so I would have written here. Back then I wasn't doing any writing, was I? And this is a letter from him. When he was little, he sent me. There's no date on it, but I'm chronologically challenged anyway. I know it's from him, and I know it's a long time ago. And this is from a card. Cute little raccoon there holding the berry bush, and inside I have a back-to-back. This is my old horse, Mr. Bojangles, in Autumn Woods. I sewed some of those silk and velvety leaves on the end. And this is a nature journaling card. After doing some research into the leaf colors of certain tree species in the fall, identify some trees in the distance from leaf color only. On this page we have some more material and a pocket with some ribbon and some zigzag sewing. And this is a special card from Japan that one of my old students had given me, and I just love the colors. Go so good with this fall theme. On this side is just a little identification chart on what colors the different trees turn. And there's some blobby sparkle ink around the edge there. It does shine a little bit. And I made this into a little pocket with some of that pumpkin ribbon there hanging out, some burlap back there, and some more glitter. And inside, is that everything? This is like a pocket in a pocket here. Oh, this is made from manila envelope. Okay, that's a mailing envelope, that pocket. And this was a card somebody had sent. Some sunflowers, very fall-like. And I turned it into a little picture folder. This was from another card, a laughing jackass. And there's an old picture of my brother with a little donkey. I thought that went really well together. Some of that sparkly ribbon. And this was a coloring book page, but I just Put some brown watercolor on that. And it's a picture of my sister Kathy sitting on our tractor. She does not know how to drive it, but she's got this little doll here with a cowboy outfit on. And she wanted a picture on the on the tractor on the farm. And just a tree on the back. It's more of that pumpkin ribbon there for a little pocket. And on the back, I just really love this picture of Smokey Bear. The animals are so cute in this. Oops, that goes in here. I haven't looked at this in quite a while. Another card, Live Life Joyously. And we've got two things in that pocket, don't we? Okay, so the first one is a really old picture. Me and my sisters and brothers. I'd just gone to a fair and got this fancy hat with a feather in it. I used to love that hat. Some old almanac paper back there. A little thank you note from a friend. And I pasted on the back a little more of that identification of fall leaf colors brochure. And I made another pocket. And this is from a newspaper. This is Mr. Possum down here. And this is Mr. Possum right there working. I don't know why, but somehow they got their picture in the newspaper. And inside, what's inside? Let's see. Is a picture of our old Corvette. It's a farm in Pennsylvania. And on this side, oh, this was a card that he had given me. So I kept the cover and I kept the sentiment and I put a picture of the car on the back. Oh, there's our motorcycle. So I probably made this whole thing out of that card that he had given me. And that was in this pocket. And so was this. And this was a little card. Isn't that cute? The rain coming down, sparkly rain on the little bears. I don't know, can you see the sparkle on that? A little bit. And in the background it says Rain, Rain is an old music page. And I put some yellow and some glitter. And I put a sunflower and a monarch butterfly. And this is a postcard from Hog Island. And I'd gone there to camp for a few years in a row. They do a birding camp there. And nature journaling camp too. And this is me quite a few years ago. And my dear friend Monica, who's passed away from cancer. And our friend Deanna. We were up at the Cape in Massachusetts. I think we were going to a conference up there. And here's my old dog, Shannara, sitting up at Gillette's Castle. And I don't know what else is on this page. Let's see. Oh, I think that's all. It's just a picture of her with almanac in the background and some scrap paper. Just a fun little picture of my dog. And then up there it says, "Where's your bone?" She's like, And when you turn the page, pop up. This was from a card somebody gave me. And I took the card and I made a page out of it. And this is my cat Stinky. And these two cats were from a card. I cut them out and added them on. I put some glitter on her little scarf there. And then I have a little pocket here. It says, "It's raining cats and dogs." I think that was from another card. And I made a little altered paper clip. And there's a little eyelash trim and a little photograph of Joey. Rest in peace, Joey. He passed away in March. It's my stepson's cat. And this is from the card. Oh, and here's a old picture of my sister with braids. Yay! And another sister with another dog. Because it's raining cats and dogs, so this page is all about the cats and the dogs. This is from a card over here. Love that page. This one's about the princess. Nice pocket made out of a hanky. and some lace. And it's a double pocket. It's got 2 sides. And there we have the little pink fairy princess. And a picture of my sister when she was in dance class, I guess. And on the back is just some ribbon. Looks like a little bookmark, doesn't it? Put that in there. And this beautiful little kitty card that was gifted to me by my sister Deborah. And there's a picture of my other cat, the little cat who always gets into the videos. And she's quite younger in this picture. And I actually got this cat from this sister. And another beautiful fall scene page. And you open it up, and there's my sister sitting on a big rock in the mountains in Colorado, and I just put it on some of that mountainy scrapbooking paper, and I got a little owl there, and I got a leaf. This hand, this is from another card. Beautiful fall picture there. Just a fun page. And let's see. Old picture of my brother, myself, in a pocket. And we got another piece of material up there, our son, some scrapbook paper background. And this is just an old letter that my brother wrote to me, probably like 40 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever. And this is Hawk Mountain Sanctuary in Pennsylvania. And just an old Betty Boop postcard. Looks like she's hiking. And then this is another old almanac. I could tell you my adventures beginning from this morning, said Alice a little timidly, but it's of no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. I think that's from Alice. Alice in Wonderland or Alice Through the Looking Glass. And then this is another part of that Hawk Mountain brochure here. I get this out. Maybe. There we go. Hawk Mountain brochure kind of folds over on this side that I made this tuck with. And I cut out a picture of Mr. Possum and me watching the hawks at Hawk Mountain. And this is a postcard from an artist in Pennsylvania. And on the back is just a picture of my sister-in-law and one of my little nieces there. She's all grown up now. Nice fall picture in the woods though. Little eyelash trim on there. See, it looks like we're looking at that hawk. And that's it. Here's the last page, some Tim Holtz paper on the back. And this was my very first endeavor, making a junk journal memory keeper book. And it was a lot of fun, and I've been making them ever since. So I just want to thank you all for coming along today on this way back trip in my memory book, in my first junk journal. And happy junk journaling. Bye-bye now.